So we are currently pulling the Scout out of its hidey hole with my Jeep because the tractor doesn't work. It's not remotely sketchy, thank God for four-wheel drive. The Scout has no brakes, no seat, no inner door handle. So yeah, apparently we're starting on the Scout project, which I didn't think was going to happen for another couple of weeks because we have house projects. But the weather hasn't been cooperating with house projects, so we dug the Scout out from the horse corrals, and it looks like that's what we're doing. Just another day where I can't keep track of what's going on.
Bumped it, and I was balancing. He bumped it, and it was like,
Yeah, because it doesn't have a seat.
it doesn't have a nut on the steering wheel either.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, that won't work, but all right, let's see if we can.
Can you move my truck? You're not gonna move the truck, are you?
Cardboard.
So, our 1978 Scout. If you've been following along long enough, you know that we sold the RevCon because, well, it was just honestly too big of a project. We weren't going to get around to it. So, all of the money that we got out of the RevCon went towards the motor that Mike put in the Chevelle, as well as, hopefully, everything that we need for the Scout.
Most everything. We don't have. There's a bunch of fittings and stuff. There's lines we won't have.
The big stuff.
Yeah, big stuff we'll have.
So
Drive lines we won't have until we get everything mounted and we have to measure.
well, yeah, we got to get it taken apart. But it's out from its hidey hole. Mike washed it. Hopefully it doesn't have any critters living in it. So a brief history on the Scout. When we bought it, it was the grandson of the original owner had it. So it was purchased brand new in Scottsdale from a dealership that is no longer a dealership. And we have every piece of paper. The old man saved everything. We have the purchase sheet. We have the bill of sale. We have the dealer add-ons because it has this bumper down here was an add-on, and the roll bar that's in the interior is an add-on. And we have all that stuff every time it had an oil change, every time it had tires on it. I mean, we have a huge book with every scrap of paper. The grandfather sold it, or I guess gave it to one of his kids, daughter, son. It went from the daughter to the son or vice versa, and then it went to a grandson. He took it back east and hurt the motor. We're not 100% sure what he did with it, but this was on the road clear until the mid-90s. Right? The mid-90s?
What's that?
It was on the road till the mid-90s or later?
I think later.
Oh, maybe even later. So it was on the road for quite a while. The grandson hurt the motor, parked it, and then stripped it so he could redo it. So everything that we have is in boxes. Boxes, boxes, boxes. He pulled everything out. He started to purchase extra stuff. I'm not sure. Because we honestly don't even know if we have everything. I really hope we do. Because if we don't, that's really going to suck. And yeah, so.
We even have the bill of sale.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Window sticker.
Oh no, I didn't say the window sticker, but we have every piece of information that this truck would have had until it was probably set in a field waiting to get repaired. Our plan with it is, obviously I mentioned earlier, it's going to get the LS that came out of the F100. It's getting an automatic transmission. It's getting a 4L80, but what's the transfer case?
Oh, a 300 with a twin stick conversion.
Yeah, we have all that. All that's buried back there. That was fun to try and find. We got a new steering column for it out of a junkyard. God, we got everything. We're going to keep the original seats. We're going to get them reupholstered, try and make it look similar. Maybe not stock, but similar as we can. We'll have to find an upholstery person. I'm sure it's Phoenix. There's tons of upholstery people, but yeah, that's the plan. So we just took everything out of it. Everything was stored inside of it that the previous owner had taken out. So we've taken all the accoutrement out of it. It's been vacuumed. Mike is currently wiping it down. There is more surface rust inside than we were expecting because everything was stored in it, so we couldn't really see the floor. But it's just surface. Like, none of it really seems to have eaten through the body. So I think the plan is to clean it up, treat the rust, and then probably just rhino line it. Or raptor line rhino, whatever.
Protect it so we can
use
it.
For its long-term use. Yeah. We're going to build the interior out. This is going to be our camping vehicle. So the interior is going to get a complete build out. We have a rooftop tent we purchased for it already. Roof rack that we got from Anything Scout. And really the only bit of rot we have is here, which sucks. But if you watch, which we do because obviously we have Scout, but if you watch Anything Scout, this is a pretty common spot for rot. So we're going to figure out how to treat it. I don't know if we're going to patch it. I'm not 100% sure what the plan is for that spot yet, but
like the roof, even the gutters in the roof are super solid.
The roof's in fantastic shape. It does have a dent here. Probably somebody was taking it off.
Drop the top on it.
taking the top on and off and dented it, which, whatever, that sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. We've had this thing since COVID, and we've been really working hard on the Chevelle and the F100, and fingers crossed we're at a point where we can take on another project, big project, because this is a big project. This is a ground up project, just like the Chevelle was and the F100 was, but yeah, I don't
At
know.
least this one's a little more bolt on and a little less build.
That's true. It is more bolt on and less having to fabricate, because like we're going to build a full cage for it, because it just has a roll bar, as you guys can see. So we are going to build a full cage for it for extra protection. And then the fabrication will really be with the camping side of things, a drawer system, storage, all of that kind of stuff. We will, and by we I mean like, we'll be fabricating front and rear bumpers with a tire swing. So that'll be some thought, but mostly everything's going to be bolt-on. We got Deaver springs for it. It's going to get some coil assistance. We're keeping the disc brakes.
Drum brakes, you mean?
Drums, sorry.
At
Does anybody want to sponsor disc brakes for it?
least in the intro we are. They will probably get replaced down the road, but
Yeah, so it's discs and drums, correct?
yeah. It's a factory disc truck, disc brakes in the front, drums in the rear.
Okay. Factory, disc, drums, which is weird, but it didn't just do all discs, but hey, it was the 70s. What are you going to do? Ouch.
Your 94 Broncos had disc drums. So,
So, yeah. We do have some things to take care of and get it prepped. Try and stop some of the surface rust. Once we get the body off and we get under it, we'll see how bad it really is, but hopefully it's just, again, surface stuff. We sand off, we treat, and we go from there. So this, guys, is our next big build. We will have little projects here and there with the F100 and the truck, because race cars be race cars. And we have some, our fall season, or spring season just started for SCCA. We'll have some content for that. We'll have content for LS Fest. So it's not all going to be just fabrication. It's not going to be an off-road channel now. But we're still a build channel, and we're still going. So thanks for following along. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, hit like, give us a comment on what you think we should call it. Anything you know about scouts that we might not know, because this is our first scout. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. So hope you guys are too. Thanks, guys. Project Buttercup. I don't know. It needs a goofy name.
yeah.
Lemon Drop.
No, it's not yellow, it's gold. Well,
It's yellow.
it's orange.
It's yellow. It's not orange, I can tell you that. They had an orange one. This is yellow. Buttercup, Lemon Drop. I don't know. If you're following along and you think of a fun little name for this gem, put it in the comments.